Ashish, if you're there, can I request you to stop your screen sharing so that we can have an introduction first?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Students who are joining, request you to please unmute your mic and introduce yourself. I see Mansi, I see Naveen,
This
Sanskar.
call is now being recorded.
Hi Krishna, can you put that in the comment? Krishna ma'am, we can't hear you. There's a Krishna ma'am, we can't hear you. There's a lot of disturbance. Hello everyone. Those who have joined, please introduce yourself. Unmute your mic. I see Sachin, Deepali, Pallavi. If you're there, please unmute your mic. I see Tanu. We have some new joinings. Ayushi, Devanshi, Sachin. Can you please unmute your mic and introduce yourself?
Yes, students, ma'am is to help you out with your cognitive skills. So kindly interact with her till the time we start the session. Please introduce yourself.
We do have more participants. Ankita, Aditya, Praful, Shiva, Yashwar. Can you please unmute and introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
You can hear me? Yes. Shubhra madam has joined.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So should we start because it's 2 p.m. and do we wait for 5 minutes for others to join in? Yes. Should we start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just 5 more minutes and then we'll start.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure, sir.
We can see 41 people now in the list that has joined in. So, and more people are joining in, it seems. Some are having some problems with the link, it seems. Good. So if the students can, if you would like to interact with Khushbu madam and would like to, unmute your microphones and maybe unmute your video and speak during this 5 minutes, then it would be a welcome thing so that we can get to know each other. Basic problem. I'm Salesh Vora. I'm from Brainy, and we are here to help you navigate the cognitive learning space that is there and to introduce you to cognitive learning. So we'll start with that once we have everything in place. It's a nice thing that Shubhra madam has organized for us. It's a great thing, great opportunity for us, for all the students also. So that's it.
Good afternoon to all. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Khushbu.
Good
Good
afternoon.
Good
afternoon.
afternoon, dear students. Let me start this with the introduction of Ms. Khushbu Sangvi. She holds a master's in commerce and she has completed her bachelor's in education from Carlos Teachers University in Ahmedabad, and she has been a versatile and passionate teacher throughout, who has extensive experience at this young age of dealing with children. And apart from her passion for teaching, she also regularly conducts various orientations, meetings, and workshops for teachers, parents, and students. She has a very wide experience in designing, planning, and implementation of preschool curriculum, and is a leading and she's leading the academic team of Brainy Kindergarten. So today we have Khushbu madam with us. We have already done one session and that was very impressive. We have got very positive feedback from the students, and that is why we've requested her to take one more session. And we welcome you, Khushbu, and thank you for accepting the request. And this is again on the cognitive skills, which are, I think, which forms the base of any personality. And I would really request you to start the session, and I hope more students would be joining in between. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful introduction. I hope everybody can hear me loud and clear. Am I loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then let's start. As ma'am mentioned, we are going to understand today how cognitive skills are, what are the roles of cognitive skills in our education life, how we can enhance them, what are the difficulties that we face if our skills are not. If you have any questions, please hold on to that question until the end of the session. Whichever question you have, I'll be happy to answer when the session is finished. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So today we have gathered to discuss about cognitive development and how it affects our educational life. So we start with the definition of what is cognitive skills. Now those are the core or the basic learning processes that our brain uses while acquiring knowledge. So in a layman term, if we do understand what is cognitive skills, we will come across these terms, which is reading, thinking, remembering, reasoning, paying attention to something that is going on in the class or somewhere else, and communicating your interpersonal skills. So these are the cognitive skills which affects a lot of activities that you do in your day-to-day life. Now let's understand the cognitive skills through a small example. If everybody can see my screen, there is an operator who is answering the phone. Now, if you can tell me which all skills will be required for a simple task of answering a phone. If somebody can tell me, I can see Priyanka, Aditya, Akanksha, Anshul, Bhuvi. Can somebody unmute their mic and tell me what all skills will somebody require to answer a phone?
Good communicating skills.
Yes, that's good. Good point.
Understanding.
Sorry?
Understanding.
Yes, understanding or interpreting what the other person on the other side of the phone is telling. That's really good point. Anybody else? Some points, please.
Should be humble.
Yes, so should be empathetic towards and understand the tone of the other person and should respond accordingly. That's right. Anybody else, please? Please give your inputs. That is how we discuss and understand. Nupur, Nutan, Pallavi, Pranjal, somebody? Okay.
Ma'am, confidence.
Yes, that's right. When I'm picking up a phone, I need confidence to address somebody. That's very good answer. All right, so let's sum it up and see what all skills do I need when I have to do a simple task of answering a phone. First is the perception, hearing the ringtone. First, I have to hear the ringtone, be attentive. Second is decision taking, whether I need to pick up this call or not. Like sometimes somebody annoying must be calling and you just decline their call. So I don't want to answer this call. So if that at that point of time you use the cognitive skill of your brain to make a decision whether you want to answer that or not. Third is your motor skill, that you pick up the receiver or you pick up your phone. So that is how you're using your hand, your motor skill to pick up that call. Fourth is language, as you students rightly pointed out, that language is very important key point of communication. We have to understand the language of the person on the other side of the call. And attention, we have to, that is also being pointed out, that we need to interpret what the person is telling. And social skills, that is also being covered, that we need to interact with the person in an empathetic way. Memory, we need to remember what conversation we had, we need to take notes and we need to recall it. And logical reasoning, so if somebody is giving us some information, what are we going to do with that information? Are we going to take some action based on it? Is that information relevant to us? All those analysis take place when we do simple phone call. So this is how cognitive skills are so important for doing simple tasks in our lives. Now, I have one more activity for you. If somebody can see and see the picture and tell me what is the name of the first Indian president, and the second task would be need to spell it from backwards. Can somebody try it out?
Rajendra Prasad. Dr.
Yes, that's very good. Can you spell it from backwards? First Prasad and then Rajendra.
Yes, madam.
You can try. Yes? Anybody? Try, make an attempt.
Ma'am, DAS
Yes,
ARP
that's correct.
RDNEJAR.
Wow, that's superb. So your cognitive skills are really good. So yeah, you've been correct. Now in this simple task, First, what did you do? You paid attention to the question that I asked you. You remembered the instructions that you to spell the word backwards. You recall the name that, okay, who was the president? And you decide whether you have to solve the problem or not. So, two or three of my friends attempted to solve it. Otherwise, other people decided, no, we are not going to attempt it. So, you took a decision. You picturize the spelling in your brain, and then you read it out backwards, and all of these skills that you use at one time for doing one particular task is called your brain processing speed. So when we do multiple tasks at a time, it defines how our brain processing speed is, how fast our brain can process any type of information. So I hope these simple examples make you understand that how cognitive skills are used in our day-to-day life. Now let's see its relevance in education. Okay. Imagine that one skills that we discussed right is not working efficiently. Now, what at that point of time? Because if we this will affect you, you be in things how no matter how much you talk. So what to do for that? There are 5 main skills that improve educational life. I enumerate as memory, visual thinking, focus, problem solving, and linguistics. Let's one by one and understand what are the cognitive, how do they factors. Forming memory is two types of memory, which is long-term memory, memory. Long-term memory that information that you retrieve or see or long-term comfort type doing like let's see doing again which will cause the example. I will the directions just by looking it at once. That also includes your visual processing. Then we just, so if I'm discussing anything with you and I keep forgetting about what did I say and I lose the context of my conversation, that is also something which is a common problem in working memory. So as you can see on the image, the brain has various lobes. The frontal lobe, which is responsible for problem solving, creative thinking, personality. The temporal lobes is responsible for your memory. So both the long-term and the working memory is stored here. Then comes your brain stem, which does all the basic life function. The cerebrum, the occipital lobe, and the partial lobe. Okay, this is all about memory. Let's move on to the second cognitive skill, which is visual processing. Now, you must have, in your student life, come across an example wherein the teacher is explaining you something, no matter how hard she tries. Sometimes you just don't understand by, the lecture method. If she draws a flow chart on the board, or if she is giving you some visual, it becomes extremely easy to understand that information. So that is what visual processing is. It processes visual 60,000 times faster than the text. What does it do? Any photograph, image, how well interpret, much can you read at chart or graph is your visual capacity. Common problem is weak. You will so when you long why because visual processing enough. We uh, we follow following the but yes that skill with attention. Can lay sitting but attention problem, we cannot stay focused on a task for a long period of time and we keep having distractions and it is very difficult for a person which has a focus and attention problem to do two tasks or multitask at a time. So even though if we are convincing ourselves that I am chatting on the phone, I'm reading also, and I'm doing my homework, but that rarely happens. You cannot have do both the things simultaneously. And so let us understand the types of attention. So there are four types of attention: sustained attention, selective attention, alternating attention, and divided attention. So what is sustained attention? When you can maintain attention over a period of time, let's say it's a 40-minute period or a lecture in your college and you can for 40 minutes you can see and understand everything that your teacher is saying, that's a sustained attention. But if you google this out, nobody can maintain attention over 11 to 12 minutes. Every 11 to 12 minutes you have to bring yourself back and pack yourself in that no, this lecture is very important to me or this ma'am is very important to me and I have to stay focused. So second is selective attention. Selective attention is normally when you have interest on a particular topic and you be attentive towards it more and be less attentive towards something that you don't like. So let's say if because I am an account student, I liked accounts so much that I'll always be very attentive towards accounts and I'll be less attentive towards, let's say, economics or other subjects. So that's called selective attention, where we don't have actually a problem in our focus and attention, but it's just selective in nature. Then alternating attention, which means that the ability to switch or immediately transfer from one activity to another. That means if I'm doing accounts at this point of time, I immediately, without any transition or without any break, I can switch back to some other subject and I can focus on that equally as well. That's alternating attention. Divided attention is one ability to multitask or do tasks simultaneously. So if you are doing more than one task simultaneously, that is a divided attention. We focus on attention problems. How do we understand the problem in focus and attention? That means that we keep from one that is there on hand. Now how do you plan yourself? You need to plan your day strategically, so that when you're doing accounts or some particular subject, you have to keep that in mind that yes, other subjects are pending, but I have to stick and follow to my the plan that I have made. We easily get distracted when we have an attention problem. So even if somebody is talking or giggling in the class, we just cannot focus on what teacher is telling, and we feel very frustrated. And when we have a focus problem, obviously we are not able to do multitask. So we cannot do two things simultaneously. Most of our projects remain incomplete. That is what I was saying. I start with something, I switch to something else, again switch to something else. So none of it is complete. And I make frequent mistakes. Even after teacher keeps correcting me, every time I keep making the same type of mistake. So that is what I mean by focus and attention skill. If somebody has a doubt until here, can ask me. Anybody? Should I move on? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let's talk about your problem solving skills. Now, problem solving doesn't mean that we only solve the problems that are given in our textbooks. It doesn't mean that. Problem solving is any decision that you need to make, any situation that comes in front of you, whether it is personal or educational in nature. How do you deal with it? If there's a problem that you need to go to college at certain time and your vehicle is broken, what will you do? Your phone is dead. At that time, point of time, what are things that you will reason in your brain? What are the ideas that you're going to form that, okay, I can just walk, get an auto or an Uber and go to the college. So what is your approach at any problem? I mean, do you get depressed or do you get upset due to it, or do you immediately analyze that problem, reason that problem, and form ideas that how do I need to solve this problem? That is your problem solving skills. Now, what happens if my problem solving skill isn't up to the mark? It will, I will be always lost. You might be coming across a lot of children whom sometimes you just feel that they are lost. I mean, they constantly keep asking you, what do I do next? So they basically cannot make a decision that what do I do next, whether I study this or study that. Then I don't get this. So they need to keep revising or understanding the same concept again and again. Struggling or feeling stuck or overwhelmed. Whenever you face a problem, you just cannot think properly. So that then we need to improve our problem solving skills when we see this kind of signs in our behaviors. There's no problem, in having any of the skills which are ineffective. It's what is needed is we need to understand them, we need to recognize them, and we need to correct them to achieve our full efficiency, to achieve the goal that we aim to. Now let's understand what are our linguistic skills. So linguistics, as the name suggests, it's our language skills. Whichever language we know, how fluently we can interact in that language, whether we know the correct grammar, syntax, and phonetics, that is the pronunciations. It increases the vocabulary which can be applied for improving communication skills. So whether we have enough vocabulary, so all this comes under linguistic skills. Now, what will happen when your language is not, up to the mark? Everybody can guess. We will not be able to have a good written communication or oral communication. So if we want to express our ideas to our friends in a group presentation or to our teachers for any kind of problems that we face, we won't be able to express it very nicely because there is a lagging in our linguistic skills. We will make mistakes in spellings. Most of the time we will be confused about how do I spell out something, and we will keep repeating the same words over and over because we don't have enough vocabulary. Now, these are the 5 skills that I talked about. These are our core cognitive skills. I also showed you what are the reason or what will happen when those are weak. So you need to analyze yourself, reflect on yourself, that from all this discussed problems, what is it that I face and what is it that I have to work on and be more effective and reach to my end goal? How can I improve and reach to my end goal. That is all we are here for about. We are not here to point out anything. We are here to only self-respect, understand our strength, understand our weakness, and work on it. So let's understand how does the cognitive skills develop from the time that we are born till now. So there are 4 stages according to Pagen's theory. The first is the sensory motor, where once you're born, from infant to 2 years. In that particular stage, how do you learn and how does your cognitive skills develop is basically you touch, feel. So you use your 5 senses. So your eyes, nose, tongue, skin. So you and yours, you use them, and that is called sensory motor stage, and you learn and you develop your cognitive skills. That's the first stage. Now the second stage is 2 to 7, which is pre-occupational stage. Now in that particular stage, you will understand concrete concepts like this is water, or this is like based on this example, or this is one particular thing. So you understand the concrete subject, what it is actually in this pre-occupational stage. When you reach the concrete stage, which is 7 to 11 years, you make comparison, you reason, you analyze, you start making that. So if you see the boy has 2 different glasses, same amount of water, but one the level is different, and they can actually reason why it is different. So that is concrete operational stage. Now the last is formal operational stage, which everybody is right now in 12 years and above. Now in this particular stage, we reason, we relate the cause and effect relationship, that if I don't study hard, I might not be able to secure good marks. That is called cause and effect. So if I don't do something, this will be the outcome of it, or this is what is going to happen to me if I don't do something. So that is called cause and effect relationship. Let's just look into more details. So the formal operations, adolescents, that all of us 12 plus years think logically. We think through logic. We understand the reason behind a certain event and activity. We can think abstractly. I mean, we don't need the physical presence of something in front of us to understand that this is this. So we don't need to see a river to understand that there is a presence of river. We can think abstractly, and we can imagine in our head that there is a river and it will be looking like this. And we can make speculations about what might come into future. As I told you, the cause and effect relationships. So this is abstract concepts that we understand, and newly developed thinking abilities. So adolescents begin to question, reinterpret, and revise their knowledge base. So if there is something that I know from childhood, and if I have some new information in this age, I will go back to my knowledge of what I knew, and I would revise it or correct it in this particular stage. Now, how do we learn in this stage? What is the main ways of learning? Why am I telling you this is, if you follow some of these methods of learning, you will be able to learn effectively. So we normally at this stage, we do abstract thinking. So we don't need physical presence, or we don't need a sensory motor touch for understanding a concept. We can imagine, and that is how our imagining skills develops. So for imagination, I would recommend that if we do lots of arts and crafts, or some if we understand the 3D and 2D dimensions, that will improve our imagination skills. We do scientific reasoning. So we don't accept any concept just because it is there in the textbook or somewhere written down. We make our own research and analysis. So we go to the Google. Most of us, we do that. We go to the Google, we type it out, we read 10 particular websites, and we understand that, okay, this is why the topic is there in place. So So why I am emphasizing on it, because as a teacher I've been receiving lot of questions that, okay ma'am, you have taught us tele, but what is the actual use of it? What are we going to do in our jobs by learning this chapter? How do we implement it in our practical life? There is no connection between what you are learning and how you're going to use it in your practical life. So always when you learn something, you should have this concept in your mind that where will I put this concept into use. It's not just for you to learn, you also need to use your knowledge. So you need to apply your knowledge. So you always, when you learn something, research about it, that where will I apply this knowledge that I have gained right now. And we do systematic planning. So every task that we do, if we plan it out, we can perform it even nicer. Okay. Until now, if anybody has any questions, please let me know, so that I understand that everybody is, with me, or some of you are sleeping. Anybody can unmute their mic and let me know. I'm waiting. Nobody? Aditya, Akshay, Aman, anybody has a question? Deepali, Disha, Gracie, Harsh, Ishika, Janvi.
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. One reply, so at least one of the child is awake. That's really good to know. Anyways, so let's see now how. So now, until now, we have discussed what are the 5 main cognitive skills. How do we understand that we need to work on those cognitive skills? Now we will understand how we will actually, what are the ways to improve them. So the first is physical activity. If you see the image that is in front of you, is the image of brain before exercise and after 20 minutes of rigorous exercise. So if you see your brain before exercise in your brain, and when you see after 20 minutes of exercise, the dots that you see are the activated neurons in your brain. So if you regularly work out and exercise, that means that you are actually working on your cognitive skills. So physical activity, whether it's corona or not, is very important in our lives every day. It is beneficial for our brain health and cognition, which is established by Boston School of Medicine and Harvard Medicine School. Now, why I have quoted this medicine schools is for you to, after this presentation, go to the Google and search their research paper, which says that physical activity improves your brain stimulation and cognition, and understand that research paper. So that is what you do when you get certain information, you analyze and reason it on your own. And we develop our fitness and motor skills, which helps us to have a higher cognition. So that is why physical activity is important. Now the second of it is curiosity and creativity. So as you know, some of you must be aware that our brain is divided into 2 particular parts. One is the left brain, excuse me, and the other is the right brain. Now the left brain is particularly responsible for doing all the numerical and logical things for us. So all the logic, language, reasoning, science, math, number skills, everything falls into the left side of our brain. And the right brain is more of a imaginative brain. So you can say art, creativity, imagination, intuition, insight, awareness, 3D forms, everything falls into the right brain. So right brain is the creative brain and left brain is the logical brain. That is what we can say. Now, if you see the line that I've quoted below, is researchers have found out that people who own businesses have up to 8 times more exposure to creativity compared to others. And this has led them to innovation in thoughts. So what I'm trying to say is whoever are owning business, research was conducted on them, and going back to their childhood, it was established that these people were more creative in nature. They were more exposed to art and crafts, imagination, and creativity in their childhood, and which has made them lead to innovation. So one should always make efforts for developing the right brain also, because most of the time we are working with numbers and logic and reasoning. We need to reflect how much time we are dedicating for our right brain development. So this is curiosity and creativity, which leads to improve in cognition, because we work on both the sides of our brain and use them equally. Think about the situation that now, if most of us is only using dominantly left side, but once we start using the right side of our brain, how much creativity are we going to achieve? The third is musical training. Now, neuroscientists discovered that musical training improves the function and connectivity of different brain regions and improves the cognition function. So, what happens is when you listen to music, and if you have musical training since your childhood, your different brain regions will have a good connectivity. The neural path will be connected, and you will have more efficiency. So music is also a type of training which helps you increase your cognition level. Now, openness to new experience. As you see this guy here holding a broccoli, doesn't want to eat that because he's not sure what type of veggie it is and what is the taste. So now the point is openness to new experience is whatever you task you have, like suppose your college is holding any extracurricular activities or any type of assignment, extra assignment or visit that your college is taking you on, you should be very participative in it. You should have the approach, no, I want to explore each and every option, and I will try the unfamiliar thing and keep my student journey mentally challenging. So if you have this approach that I will, even it is unfamiliar, I will try it out and I will challenge my abilities at every step, then your brain stimulation would be more better and your cognition skills will, develop steadily. This is a research by University of Texas. Go back to Google after this, presentation and search and read the research paper. All right. I just want to mention here that when we are given any type of assignment by the college, we should have an approach that this assignment will help me to make more research, to learn something more about the topic, and we should do our best in that particular assignment so that we expand our knowledge base. So whenever we get this opportunity, we should always grab it. Why? Because in my college life also, whatever extracurricular activities I used to have, whether it's theater, whether it is any kind of cultural program, I'll always be in, because that made me lose my stage fear, that made me what I am right now, that helped me to gain a lot of control on my language. So even if all of us, even if we belong to English medium students, doesn't mean that we can speak English very fluently. Why? Because we never put it into use. We never make more efforts to practice it. So this is something that we need to consider, that whatever opportunities we get in our college life, we should grab it without any doubt and be open to unfamiliar and mentally challenging situations. Fifth is social connections. Now, social connection is also a very important part of your cognition. So, what example that I've given here is a young girl who's, let's say 5 or 6 years old, is solving a jigsaw puzzle, and alone she is not able to attempt it properly. But if the father is sitting with her and describes some basic strategies that you can go first arrange the corner pieces and so on, then she gets more motivation. And that is the role of a teacher into your life. She'll always be guiding you, motivating you, and inspiring you to solve the jigsaw puzzle of your life. So whenever you feel stuck, you should approach your friends or teachers and build those social connections, which helps you to develop your cognition. And so that it also says that social interaction improves the cooperative or collaborative learning. So when you all learn together, so that is the point of presentations or group discussions, that when you exchange your thoughts, views and opinions, you tend to have a better view at education. Now, as our body needs constant exercise to keep ourselves fit, we make it a point, that we visit gym every day, or we do some yoga, or we do some running, whatever we are doing to keep our body fit. Don't you think in the same way your brain also needs certain exercise to keep itself fit regularly? So if we keep our brain dormant and we don't exercise it more often, what is going to happen? It won't function up to its full potential. So if you can see, there are certain exercises that I have shown, which is for coordination of the left and right side of your brain. So I'll just show one of the exercises if you can see me. The first one, which means that we have to open the pinky finger and the thumb of the opposite hands. And if you want to try it out with me, please feel free to do it. Then I have to switch to other hand, and then have to switch to other hand. Initially you might not be able to do this very accurately. It will need a lot of practice and patience, but this kind of exercises will help you to increase the coordination between the left and the right brain. Was anybody able to do this exercise? Can you please tell me, unmute your mic and tell me? I need one feedback, please. Riya, Sachin, Sakshi, Soumya, Shivangi. Anybody? If you are awake, you will have to unmute and respond. Nobody's awake?
Ma'am, it's difficult.
Yes, it's difficult. That is what I told you. So firstly, it would be difficult when you try initially, but with a practice over a week or so, you will be able to get it. And that is how you improve the coordination between your left and right brain. Okay, that's good to hear a feedback. Let's go ahead. Now, brain training through artificial intelligence based games. Now we are in a modern era, so we have the facility of artificial intelligence help us in training our brain in a better way. There are some research which I have quoted below, which will help you understand how artificial intelligence based games help us to improve our cognition levels. First is stimulant rich environments and problem solving puzzles can be contributing factors in cognitive development, which is said by Tel Aviv University. The University of California, San Francisco has created a specialized video game that helps students boost their mental skills. So they have a video game in place, this university, which helps the children to boost their mental skills. So along with enjoyment or along with a refreshing concept, you can also boost your mental skills. And John Hopkins University researchers reported that cognitive training improves students' reasoning ability and brain processing speed. So this university also says that if you undergo a cognitive training through a AI-based software, this will help you to improve your reasoning ability and your brain processing speed. Now let's look at how this artificial intelligence have come across with a game-based concept for developing cognitive skills. We see the benefits of artificial intelligence. First is it helps in better time management. So what happens is whenever you go into an examination, it's always about the time that you need to manage. So you have studied hard the entire year. You might have learned the concept over a lot of time, but what happened is you might not have practiced writing the papers in 3 hours that we normally do in our 10th and 12th. So practice is very important, so that it increases your brain processing speed and you can have a better time management. So this software will help you, to feel less pressurized, because you'll always receive a time-based training in an AI-based software, and you can always manage your time very efficiently. Next is this type of software, it increases brain processing speed. So we have already looked into what is brain processing speed when we do multiple tasks and functions at the same time, how fast we can look at it, remember it, understand it, analyze it, and deliver it. So like a computer, you input it, the CPU processes it, and you see the output on the monitor. Same way, your brain, you see it through your eyes, you process in your brain, and you do the output. So how fast is your brain processing? Is your brain processing speed? And if you can, if your processing speed increases up to a certain level, you can perform the task quickly, accurately, without committing any mistake. So the person who takes a long time to complete task at school, they need to understand that they need to work on their brain processing speed, and this type of AI based games will help them. Next is it gives a wholesome education. This type of AI based software, now you must know, everybody knows that all of us doesn't learn through a same pattern, right? Some of us learn, so if in this presentation, most of you would be listening to what I'm saying and they will understand it accurately. Some of you might not be understanding it unless I show you some visuals, some images. So you look at the images and you understand it more. So you are called lookers. Some of you still not understand until you do it practically yourself. So you are learning through a style which is called movers. You put it in action and then only you are able to learn it. Now this particular software takes care of the need of all types of learners, whether you're a listener, you're a mover, or you're a looker. By using this AI based software, you'll be able to sharpen your skill. It broadens the thinking abilities. Now, all of us have this one particular viewpoint or perspective to look at something. So when let's say when I'm looking at a car, I will see how beautiful is the color, how beautiful is the structure of the car, and whether it is branded or not. For somebody, let's say if we talk about someone else, they might be more into whether the engine is of good quality or not, how much horsepower it is, or what is the performance and what is the average. So everybody has a different perspective and an angle to look at any type of concept. So this particular AI-based software will help you broaden your angles and perspectives. So if I'm only thinking by color, looks, and brands, then this type of AI will show me that these are the different angles that are also needed to be taken into consideration. So my thinking abilities will broaden, and I'll be able to think from at least 10 or 15 point of views. So I'll not have just one particular point of view. Fifth is it enhances the creativity. Now, as you know, creativity is very important for your right brain to develop properly. So this particular AI-based softwares have different types of games and puzzles with different logics every time. Never it is repeated because it's AI-generated software. So your creative side will be more explored and you will become a problem solver. Now, I would like to explain you the Brainy Cognitive Learning Program, how the program works about. This is the program which Brainy has offered, and there are 5 particular sections in it, as we discussed earlier: memory, visual processing, focus and attention, problem solving, and linguistics. Why you need to choose this program is it's a very unique program, and it's an international education-based program which is driven through artificial intelligence. It has multiple benefits. As we see, it works on memory, that is your short-term memory and your long-term memory. It works on your visual processing, that is how you interpret certain visuals, charts, graphs, images. And it works on your focus and attention, helps you to be more focused on your task in your lectures or whenever you're doing any particular activity. It makes you a problem solver. Whatever problem you face in your educational or your personal life, you'll be able to solve it and have a better approach towards it, and it helps you develop your language. It is proven and tested. So this particular software which we have, which is AI based software, is played this many times, which is 2,77,97,972 times. It is proven and tested. It's very authenticate because it gives you pre-assessment of your current skills, what level of your skills is right now, and it gives you, after the completion of the program, it gives you the post-assessment of how well you have developed those skills after the end of the program. And you also get a performance report after every session. Now we will be giving you a demo of how the program goes about. Before a demo, I'll just explain you how you will be administrating the demo. The link what we have, you to go and click on the link, or you can paste it in your browser, and you have to enter the username password provided by us. You have to click on the hyperlink for taking the pre-assessment, and you go playing one section by another at a time. So let's say if you're opening memory sections, there will be 10 questions, and there will be a report after you played those 10 questions, which will be based on your number of correct questions answered and the response time, which will give you the correct score. Once you finish all the sessions, you will get a comprehensive report, which is BSPI, Brain Skill Power Index, that how you have performed on all the 5 cognitive skills. See, this is the type of report that you get after you play the assessment. You'll be showing what is your memory, visual processing, focus and attention, problem solving, and linguistics. Okay, just 1 minute, please. Can everybody see my screen?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just a moment. Now you can see?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Brainy, which is a company that has 14 years, we have trained 1.25 lakh of students. The program that I explain you right now, which is a cognitive learning program through artificial intelligence, and here you get 5 particular areas of cognitive skills that you'll be able to work on. You will have more than 1600 types of puzzles and games that you'll be solving. You can do it either once or twice a week. It's a 6-month course. You have 5 particular areas here, which is memory, visual processing, focus and attention, problem solving, and linguistics, which we have discussed in detail earlier. And this program is actually so good that it is incubated in IIM Ahmedabad and IIT Chennai. So Indian Institution of Management Ahmedabad and IIT Chennai have incubated it in their programs so that it helps the children develop the cognition level and the cognitive skills, and they can perform better. Now, this particular program, because we are introducing right now in your college, the original price is 7,500, but you can enroll it after this particular session for only 2,950. It's a special offer. And for registration, you can contact Mrs. Shubhra your TPO department, or you can contact a number which is provided here on the screen, which is Brain's number, and you'll be helped out on it. And I'll be stopping the presentation. If you have any questions for me, you're feel free to ask. Do you have any questions?
Thank you so much for the session. It was indeed very informative, Khushbu. And students, in case you have any queries, please feel free to ask. Do not hesitate. Khushbu ma'am is there. Please feel free to ask any queries if you have.
Yeah. Once, if you don't have a question, we can go and actually look at how the assessment works. So I have a demo login. Subra ma'am, can you please tell me which student will be attempting that assessment so everybody understands what is the program about?
Okay. Let me see. Ashvi, can you go ahead for this? Ashvi, can you hear me? Akshay? Akshay, am I audible?
Ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Akshay or Ashvi, can you go ahead? Ajay?
Ajay, you can try.
Ajay, can you try?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I don't have access question because the mama is cleared.
No. It's not about the queries. Ajay, she's giving a demo login right now so that if you perform, rest everyone will be able to see how it actually works. The program actually works. So will
Okay,
you
ma'am.
be able to do that?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I have provided the username, password, and the link that you need to use. You need to copy paste this link on your browser, or just click on this link, provide the username and password, and when you are inside, just share your screen with everybody so that everybody can see.
Okay.
Did you receive it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you keep your mic unmute and you can start your camera also so that I can guide you whenever you need help.
In the meantime, I request all the students to mark your attendance. The link has been shared in the chat box. Please mark your attendance.
Ashish, Ajay, are you able to get inside the portal? Keep your mic unmute and start your camera so that I know.
Yes, ma'am. Just
Okay.
a minute, ma'am.
Please share your screen with everybody.
Ajay, click on present now and share your screen.
Sir, actually not able to access. It is showing up.
Did you copy paste
Ma'am, the ID is not.
properly?
Yes, ma'am. I did everything. I'm trying one more time.
Yeah, just try one more time. It is supposed to work. The password is all capital and @ it's better if you just copy paste. The username is all small, and the link you need to copy paste it properly. You'll be surely be able to log in.
Ma'am, it's not working. Sorry, ma'am. Network issues are there, ma'am.
Okay, can some
Shubhra ma'am, may I
Ashish sir,
try?
Ashish sir, will you be able to try?
Shubhra ma'am, may I try?
Yeah, please,
Just
Akshay,
a
go
minute,
ahead.
ma'am.
Ma'am, can you please share the details once again?
It's in the chat box, Akshay.
it's there in the chat.
Ma'am, actually, I have joined
Okay,
from
I'll
my
just share one
laptop,
more
so
time.
the details नहीं है.
Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Alright. Perfect. Please copy paste the username here. Yeah, 1.851. It's all capital and at the rate in the between. Yes, continue.
Ma'am, done.
Sorry, what's done?
Ma'am, login.
Okay. If you have logged in, then you share your screen, please. Akshay, you can stop your screen sharing. Only one person is supposed to log in at a time. Students, can you please confirm who has logged in?
Please respond, Janvi or Akshay.
Ma'am, I have logged in. So I can't share the.
Sorry, you have logged in through?
Phone only.
Then you please log out. If you're not able to share your screen, please log out. Akshay, you please go ahead.
Don't try to do multiple logins, please. Yes, perfect. You can continue with memory. Memory, that is the first part. Click on the button continue.
Students, I would like to say that this is a wonderful program launched for the first time. Any such program is launched for the first time in Bhopal. And I really wish that most of you should take benefit of this program. And in case you have any queries, you can get back to the number which was given, or you can get back to me. I'll forward your queries to the team of Brainy. And please try to understand how this program actually works. Yes, Khushbu ma'am, please take ahead.
Yeah. See, this is a demo that will come before all the sessions, which will show you how you have to play this particular game. So now, what happens is you can see this demo multiple times, and once you understand, then only you click on the start button. So here you see the different coordinates in a graph where the objects are placed, and you have to quickly look at the image, understand it, and then there will be a question that which object was on the coordinate 2, 8. Then you need to click on the right object here, which is You can start now, yes. Now quickly look at the graph and you to remember now where was mango placed. So you click on the correct answer. There is a timer on the left hand side which you have to keep in mind while answering. It's a time based test, right? You have to quickly remember the objects and select the right answer. Which object was there? Yeah, so that's correct answer. Now again there are 4 objects. Quickly remember the coordinates and then you have to answer which object was there on 2, 4. Good going, Akshay. That's really great. You're doing very nice. See, this type of puzzles and games will help you increase your brain processing speed because you have to quickly remember and recollect, and then you have to apply it. See, if you see the pattern of questions, it's not the same. Sometimes you need to specify the object. Your object is shown and you need to tell which were the coordinates. Sometimes the coordinate numbers are given. You have to select the correct object. So various viewpoints have been here. He has completed the next 10 questions. He can go to the next question by clicking on the button which is on the right hand corner. Yes, please click on that. Now you click on visual processing, which is the second section. Again, you will come across a demo that how you need to answer the questions or play the game, the 10 questions that are going to come next. So you need to look at the demo very carefully. You can repeat the demo a number of times. Now see this. So this is a missing part that you need to complete. There is a question and you need to select which part is missing in that particular flower image and you need to complete it. Akshay, did you understand? Then you can go ahead. You need to complete the part on the central flower. You need to select which part will match it. Which of the options will match it. You to select, yes, correct. You select whichever will complete the object on the central flower. First you need to understand the object, which object it is. This is a octagon, complete the octagon. Yeah, it's a circle, you need to complete it. It's an oval. Use your imagination and creativity. See, that's good. Okay, move to the next section by clicking on the button which is on the top right hand corner. Yeah. Go to focus and attention, please. Once you play a section, those sections will become inactive. You will be shown a demo. How do you play this particular section? Now, look carefully. There is a there is a jigsaw, and you will be shown a figure on the right hand side, and you need to select which number is written in that figure in this jigsaw puzzle. Ashish, do you, sorry, Akshay, I keep saying Ashish, no worries. Please start the game if you understand. So there is a shape, locate that shape in your jigsaw and quickly select which number is written on that particular shape. This will help you to improve your focus and attention. That's a very good answer. To also keep in mind the time that you take to respond, because your marks would be decided based on the time that you take. Good job. I think Akshay would be very focused in his classrooms. That Shubhra ma'am can tell maybe. Six.
Indeed, Akshay is playing very well.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Great. Go to the next section. The next section is problem solving. This will test how much of a problem solver Akshay or somebody is. We see first the demo, that how are we supposed to go about. See, there is a number in the center and there are 3 coordinates. You need to figure out what combination of 3 numbers will result into 81. So you need to select 2 answers accordingly, and that will complete it. Akshay, you can start here. Need to be good at numbers here. Need to see which 2 options will merge with 68 and become 113. That's really good. Good job. Yes, 53 and 21. Go ahead. Very easy. Perfect. Please go to the next session. This is linguistics, how good your language is, able to understand by this particular section. First, you see the demo of how the questions will be coming. So now there is a word which has been given to you, butterfly. There is a new word that you need to make using the letters of butterfly or based on the clue that has been given to you. So to exist actually, the word that we make is bee. Akshay, did you understand? Now there is a word helicopter having a high degree of heat. Make a new word which means having a high degree of heat. Yeah, go ahead. Don't be confused. It's a three-letter word. Go ahead, Akshay. Good job. Booster. Need to make a new word which is two-letter word used to link alternatives. That's it. Really good job. New word, a slow-moving reptile, which is six-letter word. Reptiles, which live on both land and water. Perfect. A signal that defines a sampling period.
Akshay, I have a question. Are you already enrolled in this program?
Keep in mind you have only 80 seconds left for this particular section. You can move ahead if you are not sure. You can select randomly and it will give you the next question. Select randomly. Yeah, now you'll be moved to the next question. Okay. Now, please scroll on the top. Yeah, okay, wait. You'll be getting a screen. Click here to know your reports. Yeah. It's due to some reason, I think it's not showing up. Can you again go to the report section? Yeah, go to reports. Go to reports. It's okay, you can scroll down and you can see your BSPI, which is Brain Skill Power Index, which is 26.6 out of 100. You've got 4-star rating. So it's a good job for a starter. You can always work on your brain processing speed. Now, I'd like to hand over this meeting to our Sailesh sir, and he'll be taking forward. Sailesh sir, can you please start your video?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Just wanted to thank everybody for being there. Subra madam, thank you for organizing such a wonderful session. I saw in between that we are around 72 students who were attending this, and we thank you for the opportunity to present this program to you. I thank the Brainy Bhopal directors, Pradhanji, Mr. Ashish, who is the coordinator. I think was coordinated this with us, Shubhra madam, and everybody for the wonderful opportunity. And we hope that most of the students will take the opportunity forward and take up this program in the coming phase. And we look forward to a long association with BSS. And I think Shubhra madam is always there, and she's doing a wonderful job for training and placement. So we'll be in touch with Shubhra madam for this. Thank you, madam, and thank you all the students. Thank you, Ashishji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thanks, Team Bhopal, Brainy Team Bhopal. Thank you so much. And I would request a detailed mail on this program so that the same can be forwarded to all the students who attended today's program. So in case the students, all those who are interested, they can enroll for the program also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all the students for being so patient and attending this session. And if you have any questions, you can always contact Shubhra ma'am and your coordinator, and you can come in contact with her at the center, and we'll be always there to help you. Keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.
Last में शुभ्रा मैम
I request all the participants to fill the feedback before leaving. Kindly fill the form and leave the session because I'm about to close the session.